Why are you over here, Miss Martha? Because this is where I'm going to be working today. What are you cooking today, Miss Martha? I'm making veal cassoulet, which is just an elevated beanie-weenie dish. We're going to start off in the stock pot here, and then we'll move it over to the casserole dish, and we'll bake it off in the oven so it can get the crust on top so it looks like a true cassoulet. But I'm not going to leave mine in like some of the little French chefs do until theirs is blackened on top. I think that's burnt. I don't want mine like that. I'm going to pull mine out before it gets to that stage. I just wanted to get a crisp layer on top. So what we're going to have to do first is I've got my veal cutlets. I'm going to have to slice those into thin strips. Then I'm going to season them up a little bit. And in my stock pot, I'm going to put my plant-based butter. I don't use real butter anymore. Even though it's not a big dish, I like plant-based butter better. Put that in there with a little minced garlic. Brown that off. And while that's browning off, I have all my canned goods over here. I'm going to drain and discard the liquid that's in them. Except I'm not going to drain the tomatoes. Okay? So by the time that I have drained all my canned goods, my meat will be brown enough that I will add in. I've got some diced peppers and I have some diced celery, onions, and carrots. We'll add those in, stir that around so they got a chance to brown up, and then we'll add in our drained canned goods, and we'll also add in the tomatoes, and we'll move from there with the rest of the recipe. But you know, you can follow along in the description. I'm not going to go through every little item right now because I'm going to get started on doing the veal. So I'll be right back. Go get a cup of coffee and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, can you hear that? Yeah. So we just got butter and some minced garlic in the pan right now. We've got our, where's my spoon? Got our seasoned beef. We've sliced up the veal. Add that to the pot. This will be in the sink. Try not to trip over a chihuahua. Okay. This is going to take a few minutes. We're going to brown this off. And then we're going to add in our diced fresh aromatics. I've already gone ahead to save time because I know you see that Miss Martha, one of the things I hate to do is peel garlic and slice, dice, crush garlic. I also hate opening cans. So I went ahead and did that, got everything drained except the tomatoes, but they're all in here ready to go in. So we'll pick back up in a minute once the meat has had time to brown. And then we'll add in our aromatics, which are the celery, the onions, the carrots, and the green peppers. Be right back. Okay, the pink's out of the veal, so we'll add in our aromatics. Stir this till the onions go clear. Okay, let's check back in. Can you see? Beautiful that looks. Can you smell? Smells delicious. Now here's the, I hope I don't spill this all over myself. Watch back, you know. Oh, how beautiful these are. Let's add the beans. Here we go. Watch out, babies. We're going to stir this really well. When it comes back to a boil, we're going to turn it down to medium heat, and then we'll add in our chicken stock, our cream of celery soup, our alfredo mix, our French onion dip, our spices. And I'll show you, have you seen farro before? Beautiful. Better than just using rice. This is a butternut squash kale flavor. How beautiful this looks. In case you're just joining us, Miss Martha's making veal cassoulet, which is basically Beanee-Weenees. I'm using veal, but you could use kielbasa, you could use Italian sausages, you could use venison, you could use turkey, you could use whatever meat you want to. It's basically, like I said, a meat and bean dish that is assimilated and then baked in the oven so that it forms a crust on top. Alright, we gotta sit here and wait. Don't you sit here and stir a watch pot never boils, isn't that the saying? So we'll put back up in a minute when this has had a chance to come back to a boil. Okay, let's turn it down to medium heat. Come back to a boil. We're going to add our chicken stock. really well. These are our spices and the alfredo mix. Stir that in. Stir that well. You don't want any clumps from the alfredo mix. Oh, those beautiful herbs. Now you can make this dish with dried beans, but you have to soak them overnight. That's how historically it was done, because this is a peasant dish. So it was more economical to have the dried beans. And I've done that before. And also, if it's in the summertime and I've got my fresh herbs in my garden, I'll use fresh herbs. Okay, this is the cream of celery soup and the French onion dip that's going in. That out the way. Watch out, Tito. I'm gonna step on you. Okay. Stir that in very well. Once you see that the dip is dissolving into the liquid and they are meshing well, we'll go ahead and we'll add the farro. We'll save some time. I'll pause the camera. All right, this is the last thing we have to add. That's the farro. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to turn it down to low, almost at a simmer. And we're going to keep our eye on it so nothing sticks to the bottom of the pot. We'll let it cook for about 30 minutes so that the farro has time to start getting tender and soak up some of the liquid in the dish. Then we'll transfer it from our stock pot. I can tell it's going to take both of the baking pans that I have. We'll divide it among the baking pans. We'll leave it uncovered. My oven, I've already got it preheated to 345 degrees. We'll put it in there and let it bake for about 20 to 30 minutes until it gets a crust on top. Once it gets its crust on top, it's ready to serve. Back in my youth, I would have made homemade rolls or something to go with it, home-baked bread. But when you get to my age, your metabolism kind of just shuts down and it gets tired. It says, I don't want to. So you don't burn fat like you used to. So you try not to eat as many carbs. That's why I'm using the farro instead of using rice. Can you see how beautiful? This is absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Beautiful dish. It's a tasty dish. It's perfect for holiday gathering. All right. I'm trying to sit here and think. I don't think I need to leave the camera paused for 30 minutes while this is simmering, and then for another 30 minutes while it's baking in the oven. I'll just change the thumbnail and let that be the finished dish. You can check the description in the Miss Martha Loves to Cook digital cookbook page for the full recipe and the quantities of the ingredients and the steps by steps, so you can recreate this dish for yourself or your family. I hope you will. I've enjoyed cooking with you today. It makes my day go so much faster. I'm going to tell you what, either I'm mentally ill and I actually believe you're there with me in the kitchen, or I've just come so comfortable with you watching me that it's lonely to cook when I'm not filming. I don't have to film everything, but most of the dishes are film worthy. So God bless you. Thank you for watching. Happy holidays to you. Be safe. Come back and see me soon.